Mark Lamb, thank you for the support there. We appreciate all the super chats and everything coming
You
in.
want bacon? You know what they're doing right now? Wrapping up Lux Load on the second stage.
Nice. Well, Lox is smoked salmon, not bacon. So,
Yeah,
let's
well,
see.
it's food at least.
They were saying that the Falcon 9 was named after a Star Wars ship. So, yeah, okay, fair, fair. Let's see. Tracy, thanks for gifting a Red Team membership. Reese, thank you for the support there. And Mark Lamb again for gifting 5 more Red Team memberships. Thank you, everybody. All right, 2 minutes, 30 seconds to go. And we're about to see another vent, are we not, Alex?
Yeah, so right now, as I was mentioned, the second stage is being right now last few seconds of liquid oxygen load. The first stage is already fully loaded with RP1 and liquid oxygen, and we should see shortly that vent that once they stop the loading of the second stage, that vent on the Stromback comes back as they purge all the lines, to remove all the liquid oxygen remaining on them.
Right, because you don't want any residuals in that plumbing, as a massive plume of fire that is several hundred feet long from 9 Merlin engines goes right by it. That would be bad.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see
And
here.
there we go.
And there's the vent.
We have now a fully loaded Falcon 9 on the pad. We should be coming up soon on the turn from the ground computers to the onboard computers on the vehicles. That is the T-1 minute moment for the startup sequence.
All right, so just about 15 seconds or so, give or take, away from that, and Falcon 9 will take control, and at that point, if there's an abort or any sort of issue, it's Falcon 9 calling it off, not a mission controller or anything, right? Although they can too.
Yeah, the mission control can do stuff up until T-10 seconds.
Got it. All right, well, 50 seconds to go. Let's go Starlink Group 5-6. Let's launch these 56 Starlink satellites, and let's increase the access to internet for people in rural areas and just in general.
All is go for launch. Falcon 9 is already in the countdown, so
Perfect.
30 seconds to go.
So the next thing we'll see is ignition of those 9 Merlin engines, and we'll see the Strongback there throw back and get out of the way. And that will happen at T0. We are at 19 seconds and counting. 15. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. That was a little bit fast. Ignition and liftoff of Falcon 9, Starlink Group 5-6. Let's listen into the sound of those glorious Merlin engines. Go, Falcon 9 passing through Max Q.
It's always awesome to see these things.
Right? Just a 20-story office building shooting into space under the power of 9 rocket engines. Especially Max Q when you get that little brief vapor trail that doesn't last for the rest of the launch. Alright, now we can see the 9 Merlin engines as the vehicle is pitching over, and the exhaust plume from those 9 engines, keep an eye on it, because it's going to expand as the vehicle continues to ascend into higher and higher atmosphere. It's like lower pressure atmosphere, the plume can expand further. And that is exactly what we're seeing right here. Ooh, is this an auto track camera?
It's a camera, at least.
At the very least, we're getting great
Look at
tracks
that
from
plume.
both Max and the
Look
robots.
at the color.
That is a beautiful color. And you can see really how much the plume has spread out at this point as the vehicle is higher up into space. And so next up, we're going to see BECO, booster engine cutoff, and separation, flip of the booster, and ignition of the second stage. Here we go.
There you go.
That's cutoff.
Let me go.
Separation.
And
you could save hundreds a year on groceries at Aldi. No coupons or sales required.
From the very first touch, Pampers, the #1 pediatrician recommended.
There we go. Ignition of the second stage. And the booster is on its way back to the drone ship. And the second stage will continue on its way to space. That's how things work around here. Lickety split.
Really quickly, the fairing separation will happen as well.
Thank you for that. There goes the fairing. As you just saw, as the grid fins on the booster extend, those are those paddle-looking things on the left that give them some control authority as they head back into thicker atmosphere. All right, the best part of this setup here is we can see the speed on the left and on the right. And you can sort of see how the booster on the left is slowing down and falling. Well, it's not falling yet. And you can see how the speed of the second stage on the right is just absolutely...
Look at that.
Ooh, we got the moon jelly.
Moon jelly, yeah. The
Love
moon
it.
jellyfish. Very, very, really soft kind of light there, but you can see it.
I can't wait to hear from Max what his perspective is like and how this is looking. It's absolutely
Jack,
beautiful.
I have a question, because we've seen the fairings separate. Do they recover those? Because, you know, people sometimes ask about that, like they had the nets and all of that. What's sort of the deal with that?
Hey, I'm the one that asks questions here. But no.
Yeah, well, I'm making the question anyways.
Yeah, they do reuse the fairings. In fact, SpaceX just tweeted out that crazy video of the fairing recovery from the last Falcon Heavy launch, the Viasat launch, which was really a beautiful video. What is the deal with the fairings on this one? Are they launching reused fairings? Do we know how many reuses they've had on these? We don't get a lot of details on those at times.
For this mission, one of them is flying for a 9th time, which, if I'm recalling correctly, that is a record for number of flights for a fairing half. That's amazing, because they're all already getting very close to double digits in the number of flights for each fairing half, which is really cool, to be honest, because, you know, the fact that they can reuse these things, it's what is allowing them to be able to fly so regularly, because especially what Elon mentioned, you know, that they are not only expensive, but they also take a long time to make, and so having that reuse is really, really good. So they'll be splashing down around 700 kilometers downrange and be recovered by Bob.
Good stuff. Thank you for that. Wow, 9 times?
9 times.
9 times. That's a Ferris Bueller reference for any newbies on the stream. I'm sorry, I have to do it every time the number 9 comes up. But yeah, that is exceptional. I mean, each fairing half costs, I think, like $3 million. At least that's the figure we got way back when they were first starting to reuse them. So a set of fairings, both halves together, that's $6 million. So each time you can reuse it, I mean, 9 times reused fairing, that is a lot of, what is that, $18 million? That's insane.
Yeah.
No, $27 million. I'm good at math.
And it takes some time to make them, because they are, you know, honeycomb aluminum structure with composite and things like that. It takes some time, right? And speaking of time, I think it's about time for that entry burn on the first stage. Should be coming up in just a few seconds.
Look at you. I'm going to start calling you Johnny Segway. That was flawless.
1 engine first, then 3, and then 1 engine for a shutdown.
There you go.
There we go with our 1 engine.
And 3. And then back to 1, you said?
Yep. And then shut down.
All right, let's watch for that. Back to 1 and shut down. Perfect. All right,
Just
so the
as
next
expected.
thing The next thing for the booster is we see that plasma going through the grid fins there. Always beautiful. So cool to see. The next thing up for the
Hopefully-
booster is landing, hopefully successfully, on the drone ship as the second stage continues to power its payload of 56 Starlink satellites into orbit.
Hopefully they can keep the feed up, and we can see that plasma.
Yeah, that's one of my very favorite things, along with the exhaust plume expanding and sort of the various bits and bobs floating around like the ice and whatnot. I love seeing the plasma come through those grid fins. It's just weird and surreal and otherworldly beautiful.
Oh, you can see the light of the drone ship through the grid fins.
Oh wow, is that what that is?
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, what other light will be in the ocean, right? Unless it's a reflection from the moon.
Monsters, ocean monsters. Hello, have you not seen like
in the middle of the night, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
You look
exactly.
into the ocean, it's all dark.
It's monsters all the way
Ooh.
down. That's why I just don't go in the ocean. Just don't go in the ocean, folks. I kid. Go in the ocean. Surfing is cool.
Yeah. Should be getting very close to that landing burn now. And also
Yeah, so-
shutdown of the second stage.
I love this quirk of Falcon 9 where basically when the booster has landed and touched down, that is the point at which roughly second stage stops firing. So we'll see all that happen simultaneously here. There's the booster doing its landing burn. Well, we'll see the legs, hopefully we'll see the legs extend here as it touches down on the drone ship, and right about the same time, we'll see the second stage engine cut off. Oh, there's the drone ship. Legs. And bullseye.
Boom.
Love it. You love
Well,
to
no
see it.
boom, but more like, yeah, it nailed it.
Yeah, nailed it. That's a better way to put it.
This should be the 35th landing on a short flow of gravitas.
Wow. And here we go. Second stage engine is going to shut down, and there it is.
Grand Canyon University specializes in helping you fit a master's degree in business into your busy day.
Excellent. So we have now 56 brand spanking new Starlink V1.5 satellites on their way into space. What a beautiful launch. Max, do we have you back?